You know, Jairo, and just switching gears a little bit, but to kind of touch on what you were already speaking about, just it reminds me of hip hop and how you said that you screamed "It's murder," but there was parts of your music that actually made us feel really good. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
there's
absolutely.
parts of hip hop that has curated and shaped us, shaped the soundtracks of our lives. And speaking of which, you were one of the first. It's been, I don't know, 21 years since your Chop Topping album, Pain is Love, which was bomb. Okay, introduced.
Thank you.
And it introduced a more melodic feel to hip hop. Like, how does it feel to be sitting here as one of the first that kind of kicked off that kind of style in terms of hip hop, that, where you sing your own hook kind of sort of, and you kind of melodically sit in the cadence instead of being very choppy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's, you hear artists like Drake doing it now, well, Drake came and he did it, and now everybody does it. How does that make you feel to know that you are, the pioneer for one of the pioneers for that style of music?
Selena, I love that I get credit for that in a lot of ways, but I got to sit here and give, all credit first and foremost to one of the first artists that ever sang a whole record. And that's Curtis Blow, Daydreaming.
That's true.
That record was and it was like the audacity of this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like to sing the whole record. You know what I'm saying? And then it was kind of shunned upon in hip hop to show love to women. Like just let's rewind that back for a minute. It was shunned upon in hip hop to show love to women.
Why do you think so?
I don't know, because I know a gang of real niggas and gangsters, and trust me, they love women.
Right.
They love women. So I don't get that. Like I never got that. And so I was never afraid to step outside and make records like Put It On Me and those down ass chick and those records just feel good to the soul, and the melodic cadence, it just comes from the music and the way the beats were being created. It flowed with the music and the track, but it was also a conscious decision. I was in between two juggernauts, two monsters, with Jay-Z and DMX. Those was my brothers. We all came up together, and we was all coming out around the same time, all putting out albums around the same time on Def Jam. And so Jay was like the ultimate flossy, fly, money nigga, and he had that on Smash. And X was the ultimate, rest in peace to my dog. He was the ultimate grimy street nigga. He had that in a Smash. And I'm from Queens, and so we kind of fit in somewhere in the middle there. We grimy a little bit, but we also, we fly. So I was somewhere in that middle, and for me, attacking that female audience was right there in the palm of my hands for me, and I kind of made it my own. But the way I made it my own was because I was able to write the record. So a lot, a lot of those records, all of the records, that you hear with me and the females on, I wrote those records. And so I put myself on the hook, I put myself on the verse, whereas, before in hip hop, it was more or less, if it was an R&B record, the rapper does the 16 bars. If it was a hip hop record, the singer sung the hook. And, I made it more of a duet type of feel with records like I'm Real and Always on Time and Mesmerize, and then Rainy Days, those records just felt more like a duet than a feature. Yeah.
That goes to my question, because, when we listened to music back then from my parents, their little innuendos was like, oh, did you hear what he said? Do you know what he mean? Because he didn't really, really say it. Then you all came around, and particularly even you, like you just said, you had the power of the pen, so you chose to, say, put it on me. And we all know what that meant, but it was still in the pocket.
Right.
I can't say that so much for the rappers now. at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like when I'm dancing to the beat, because the beat is there and the rhythm is there, the music is there. But then it's like, wait a minute, hold on. What did he just say? Like, push my head into the pillow because you don't want to look at my face. Just turn around from the back. You met me in the club. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, and so then you got to look at the guys that's singing that. And then I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't even want my daughter with them, is what I'm saying. So my question is, what do you think needs to happen to, you know, to get Black male rappers to change the narrative when it comes to culture's disrespect of Black women?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Give it,
because
put it on me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think our fight is with the art or the artist, right? Because you want an artist to be an artist. You want them to tell his truth. You want them to be who they are. You want them to, you know, give you their perspective on what they see in life or what life is to them or whatever that is. And whatever, you want artists to be pure. The problem is the establishment, the machines that promote the music, that put out the music. They would, you know, if you was a country artist, I don't think they would allow you to rhyme about, you know, degrading women and killing country people and doing. I don't think they would allow that to be on their station. I don't think they would allow that. You know, so I think our fight is more or less with the station. Why is Hot 97 and Power 105 and all of these urban stations across the country, why are they allowed to play kill 'em up music with impunity? Why are they allowed to do that? Why are they allowed to do that? Why is it only our stations that are allowed to do that? Why is it only when it comes to hip hop, you know, these corporations they don't have a problem with aligning themselves with, you know, Black people degrading Black people or things like that. They don't have a problem with that. I think our fight is more so with the powers that be, with the corporations that align themselves with artists that degrade Black people, that degrade our communities, that tear down our communities. If they want to make that kind of art, cool, do that. That's your preference. Freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want. There has to be consequences for that. And the consequences should be, don't play it on the radios, don't play it in the video. I'm just saying.
I feel you, and I'm with you, but I gotta say this. Our truth is not just, and our purity does not just consist of getting killed, fighting, killing out in the streets, disrespecting women. We can also change the story and just not say it. We can change our story
Selena,
too.
Let me tell you something, Selena. As long as people are profiting off it, the story ain't gonna change. If let me tell you something. If the record label, if the radio stations, let me tell you something. If the radio station and the video station said, "Yo, we don't play that type of hip hop," guess what niggas would stop making? That type of hip hop, because they can't get money off of it.
Yeah.
If it's not profitable, they don't make it.
And unfortunately for our community,
let me tell you something. Do you think these rappers are actually rapping real shit that they're doing? No.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all storytelling. It's all storytelling. And so they would tell different stories if those stories weren't making them rich. Telling these stories are making them rich. But it's such a tough thing. We are not ready for these real conversations.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. But we need to get the Black community together, meet up at the spot. Y'all know where that's at. Let's have our real conversation.
Yeah, because it's going to take folks like y'all. It's going to take the old heads and the ones that's in power to be able to sit these young ones down and say, you know what? We see that there's been a switch in what's been going on.
Word.
And we should not stand for it. It needs to be collectively between us first so we can be stronger.
Let me tell you, Lisa Ray, I was one of these young brothers. And I didn't want to hear that from my older counterpart. Not after they went through what they did and did the same type of thing and made their money. And now you want to tell me not to make my money? You understand? The problem is, I'm telling you, we got to stop it from up top. It's got to be a change. It's got to be us as the older Black community, the older Black delegates to say, yo, we outraged by the way that you Power 105 or you Hot 97 or you, I don't want to just keep using them as an example because it's all urban radio across the country. But why? I just want to just ask the question.
But they're not even Black owned either. They not Black owned.
Of course not.
Let me interject something. Let me interject something real quick, and then we have to go to our last question for you. And I definitely want to invite you back again. I would like to do a show where we have a couple rappers from our era when we came up, and we can have those difficult conversations.
But we got to have the young ones with us.
Yeah, I was about to say the young ones.
It has to be a talk with all of us because if we don't include them, then the conversation is mute.
Exactly. But I want to just point this out before I move on. White people are the biggest consumers of hip hop now. The white teenagers, they're the consumers of hip hop. The only difference is they don't live the life or try to emulate the life that we do. So they go home to their private schools and their safe, gated communities, and they're not affected. It's affecting our kids and our people that think they got to emulate that. And it ain't even like their real life. They in the studio like, wait, what? Run that line back again about murdering someone? Okay, great. Got it. You know what I mean? It ain't even, so I just want
it's almost like case study. They get to live vicariously through the music.
Word.
But it did start affecting them with that opiate situation. And when that and fentanyl, and when that started happening, it's the pandemic, it's a crisis. Oh my God, we have to stop.
So listen, before we go, this is a conversation that needs a whole show. A whole hour. But let me ask you,
absolutely.
You doing some great things outside of being in the rap space for many years. And I want to give you your props on this real quick before we go. This is important. You entered the streaming space with the launch of your app, Icon Live. And I want to
y'all gave me an amazing idea. Go ahead. Go keep going.
No, tell us about that, how that came about. What's good?
No, so
go back, make sure we're part of it.
No, for sure. No, so I wanted to basically, create, my own platform where I can create original content, amazing content. Y'all gave me an idea tonight, like I was just saying. There needs to be a news station that just tells it how it is. Maybe I'll create one on Icon. A nightly news that's created, and it's about telling it how it is. It's truth news. It's not far left. It's not far right. It's somewhere in the middle where we keep it a bean. But me having this platform allows me to do things like that, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to have the power to create for.
So are you talking about the Vibe series that you created, which gives fans once in a lifetime, showcasing their favorite icons, just sitting down, talking to them and stuff like that?
The Vibes concert series is amazing. Y'all would love this. So I take iconic artists and they do their classic album. Usually when you see artists in concert, they do all the hits. That's what you came to see. This is about them doing their classic albums, that body of work that we all love, So I did I did mine first, and they do it with a live band, grown man hip hop in suits. It's sexy, it's dope. Dinner, just like the Cotton Club. It's dope.
So I want to go.
I did I would love to invite y'all and have y'all as my guests.
Yes.
So I did the first one. I did my album Pain is Love, live band, amazing night. The second one I did Only Built for Cuban Links, Raekwon and Ghostface.
Okay.
Dope. They fucking destroyed it. And then just last month I did Big Daddy Kane. He did Long Live the Kane. And it was I tell you, Kane with his orange suit. Kane fly, nigga. Kane ain't miss a beat. But it was dope. And then this month, in 2 weeks, I got the God MC. I got Rakim doing one of the most fucking classic albums in hip hop. Paid in Full. It's one of the most classic albums in hip hop. So he's doing that album. Live band. It's gonna be something like you've never seen. If you don't got the app, go download the app now. It's the only place you can see Vibes concert series. It's in the Apple App Store. I got more original content coming, like Laughing It Up, my comedy shit series. And just we got written series coming. We got scripted stuff, reality stuff. It's on. Well, the actual show is at Sony Hall in New York. So if you're not in New York and you can't get there, you can watch it live on Icon Live, icon2ends.live. Check it out. It's gonna be amazing. If y'all can be there, please. I would love to have y'all as my guests, man.
Okay, that's about Joe. You've been here a great amount of time, and it's still not enough. Before we let you go, what could fans expect from you next? Well, you just said everything, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm right now. I'm in the process of buying my soundstage in Jersey. Beautiful facility, about 50,000 square feet, 3 floors. And I'll be doing a lot of creating out of there, a lot of original content, like I said, scripted, vidcast. I call them on Icon instead of podcast. I call them vidcast. But yeah, we'll be doing a lot of stuff like that, a lot of original content. So,
well, John,
come on by the studio once it's up and running, ladies. I would love to have y'all.
Okay.
Well, John, thank you so much for your time. They are loving you in the chat. Everybody that liked it,
honest.
Please hit that like button and rewatch this tomorrow. Spread the word. This is a great conversation with a Black man with the Queens, and I think some gems will drop tonight. So, Jaru, thank you so much for you and everything you do. We will take you up on all those offers, okay?
Okay.
Much love to you, sisters. I love what y'all doing right here with this platform, man. Amazing.
Quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Cocktails with the Queens when we return.